prosperous new year to all of you, my loyal, loving Renaissance friends. And this is our first session for the year 2026. And I have a brand new series for all of you. And the tentative title will be Living a Great Life in Year 2026. And I'm so excited because I have all of these wonderful things that I'd like to share with you. And I will keep on adding a portion of my private life as you have continuously requested. But really, and the reason I am doing episode 155 is I want to close the loop. Because remember episodes 147 and 148, I, I did a full replay of episodes 1 and 2 because you requested for it. The other request there is episode 3, and I said, let's just park it a while because I'd like to finish, what we have started the whole month of December. So before we transition to living a great life in year 2026, I want to give you the full replay of episode 3. So your request has fully been granted. Okay? So here it is, my friends, the full replay of episode 3.
Hello, beautiful ladies. Welcome to the third episode of my season of life, Life at 60 and Beyond. And for those of you who have joined in for the first time, I am Malu Cervantes, and uh, and then we've launched this channel, for people like me and like you. So for you to know more about that, I strongly suggest to click on the left side so that you can view episode 1 where everything has been explained to you. Why I always refer to the atom of our life. What is that all about? And why is it called my season of life? Okay, and episode 2, where we left off last time, as we've started to jumpstart, all right, the creation, because my proposition is the autumn of our lives, okay, can be the best years of our life. And so we need to create, okay, a new life, really. Okay, a life of adventure, of excitement, of freedom, of meaning. And I talked about giving you a roadmap, how you create your destiny and going on a road trip together. I said we will learn together, grow together, have fun together as we go through this journey. Right? So, and that is what I would really, want you to do. Now, I said roadmap, I guess in my workshops, okay, whether it's strategic planning, whether it is life planning, a roadmap is simply the end game, right? Meaning it begins with our desired destination. Like you say, roadmap, destination, where are we going? Are we going to Paris next year? Are we going maybe, are we staying in Maldives and all of that? Or, if it's really life planning, is how our dream life would look like. That's the roadmap. Okay, now, how is that related to us? To us, beautiful ladies. Okay? Well, this is what we will endeavor in this episode, right? We have to start with who we want to become. Because if you say, okay, this is what we're going to do, I said, why are we going to do that? Right? Because this is the kind of person I want to be. Oh, then we have to start. Okay, Stephen Covey. in his book, Seven Habits, he would always say, begin with the end in mind. So always the destination. So who do we want to become? Yes, we are living, all of us are living in the autumn of our life, but we are very different. We have different, we have different lives, okay, different backgrounds and all of that. Or, or you can look at it in terms of what kind of a woman, you know, am I living in the autumn of my life? What kind of a woman should I be? In short, let's let's curate, okay, our identity first. Of course, you may be Abigail, I am Malu, you may be Marsha. I know that. I know your identity, but remember, we're creating a new life. So we have to create, our ideal identity, right? So do you know what Renaissance means? Right? Renaissance, the word Renaissance, that's actually French. It means rebirth, like reborn. The classic symbol is the what? The phoenix rising from its ashes. And Renaissance, if you really Google that, it refers to a period in European history where there is a revival. There's a revival for classical learning and wisdom after going through the dark ages, because of war and destruction. All right, so there's a renewed, desire for the finer things in life. And so, what are its marks? It's marked by intellectual curiosity, artistic achievement. You have this beautiful paintings of Michelangelo and all of that, and a renewed appreciation for the classics. That's the Renaissance. So, how is that related to our identity? You know, how is that really related to our identity? Because we would be creating, we would be learning from that, and we will become a Renaissance person. Okay, who is a Renaissance man or woman? Okay, first characteristic, multifaceted. What do you mean by multifaceted? Meaning, it is not just that person. Okay, we focus on us ladies. We are not just one dimensional, like this is who I am, that's it. You know, multifaceted, meaning we could be mothers, we could be business women, we could be retirees, okay, and yet at the same time, we could be artists, we could be dancers, we could be writing a book, we could be writers. That's the meaning of that. Wide range of discipline. Like, if we are a retired nurse, it's not just nursing. We know, Beethoven. We know how to distinguish, Mozart from Tchaikovsky concert. This is what we mean. We have a wide range of disciplines. It's a very holistic approach. Like we are one great lady, one great classical lady. Okay, we master art and music and literature and philosophy. In short, we are ladies to be admired, and we are ladies who are inspirational. That's the kind, of a woman, I would suggest we become in the autumn of our life. Therefore, ladies, this is who we are. This is who we are. The two S's. I would always focus on this. Okay? Substance and style, meaning substance like we must know many things, not just one aspect. And when people ask us, we answer, "Oh, I don't know about that because I am not really into marketing. Oh, I am not really like that. I don't know much about music because I am a homemaker." No, all right, and style. So that stereotype, of an old woman, old fashioned, not fashionable, cannot really, cannot really follow trends. That is going to be busted. Okay, henceforth, henceforth, okay, succeeding episodes, okay, starting with episode 4, henceforth, I will be addressing you, my fascinating Renaissance ladies. Okay, so it's no longer hello everyone, it's no longer hello beautiful ladies. No, it will say, I will always say hello, my fascinating Renaissance ladies, because that is who we are. Okay, so how do we make it happen? You know, I said this is our identity. We begin with that. All right, we are fascinating Renaissance ladies, and you know what it means to be Renaissance. It means multifaceted. It means a woman deserving to be admired, looked up to, a very inspiring woman. Okay, because how can we inspire younger generation if we, how can we inspire people if we are not inspiring ourselves? How can they admire us if we ourselves think, that we don't know many things? You see, we cannot give what we do not have. All right? Okay. So when I was, when remember the first episode, okay? When I woke up, stared at myself in the mirror, I had emotional angst, like some dread, like what's gonna happen to me now? I'm an old woman by and all of that stuff. Yeah. Okay. That prompted me to write my personal manifesto. Now, what is manifesto? It simply means a written document of your intent, of what you want. That's a manifesto. Okay, it could be your political ideas, it could be your economic ideas, anything. Okay, it simply means a declaration of what you stand for. That's a manifesto. Okay, so I came up with my personal manifesto. I really did. You know why it's important? Because the personal manifesto, what you believe in about yourself and what the kind of life you want to live, will all be there. Therefore, it will be, for me, that became my basis, my anchor, my why. I will now always start my why. YWHY. My why, my reason for every action I take. Why did I do this and not this? It's because in my personal manifesto, this is not the identity I want. This is not how I want to act. It definitely will be very different from each one of us, ladies. Okay? So if we reach, a million, 2 million, 22 million, of subscribers or followers, you may have similar manifestos, but you can also have very different manifestos because it is your own, okay, life here. All right? So, this is, let me share with you my personal manifesto. It only has 3 statements. Okay? And this guides me every single day since I started to do it. Okay? What is that? Aging gracefully, aging wisely, aging elegantly. Okay? Always. So every time I would buy something, is this is this aligned to my manifesto on aging elegantly, or I might look like uh, um, a woman of 60 trying to look like a 16-year-old. Okay, for me, okay, that is not acceptable. Maybe for some people, they can carry it. Yeah, if you can carry it, by all means, I, I won't be able to carry that based on what I like for myself. Okay, so aging gracefully, aging wisely, aging elegantly. Now, we all have different definitions, correct? Like for you, gracefully is this, for me, it's not. So the next thing I had to do was to define these terms according to what I believe in. Therefore, I had to define the terms. uh, uh, you will be doing this. I will be encouraging you to do it, but you will have to define your terms. You know why? because it is your life. It's not anybody else's life. If your friend says, "Oh, Marjorie, that is not aging, gracefully in my books," and then you can sit up and say, "Yeah, I understand. You're right, because this is aging gracefully in my books. This is how I define it. This is what will make me happy. So these are my terms." So we don't fall into this trap of comparison, because the comparison will kill us, because we are all unique individuals. Okay? See, so I'll give you an example. This is one example. We can have other examples as we go along. Gracefully, you go to the dictionary, Webster, I'm sure would have a different but a similar, definition. You know how I define grace, okay, or gracefully grace in my professional corporate image workshops. I do that. Remember, I told you I am a learning and development consultant. I'm a trainer. I develop my programs. And one of the programs that clients would always ask me is a professional corporate image, teaching their people to look professional. All right, how to walk, how to dress, and all of that. And I would define grace as poise under pressure, so that when you slip, will your life be destroyed and all of that? Yeah. Okay, but this is how I define gracefully for me in my personal manifesto. I define gracefully as charming, yeah, okay, attractive, sense of propriety, meaning is it proper, appropriate for the occasion, for your role, for the situation. Dignity, you carry yourself with dignity. Ease of movement, meaning you're not always trying to fidget, do I look good and all of that, or bearing, it's how you walk and all of that. Therefore, okay, aging gracefully for me, okay, is humbly, first and foremost, humbly and joyfully accepting my age, right? The atom of my life, acting accordingly, and not fighting the process, by any artificial means. That's for me. Okay, I will not fight the aging process. I will thrive within it. I'll just give you a classic example. I cannot, in my with my age now, I cannot wear a mini skirt with with a blouse that shows my muffin tops. Okay, I cannot, I will not do that. But when I was 20, I weighed 98 pounds. I wore micro mini skirts. Now, you can believe it or not, but once upon a time, I would wear a micro mini skirt until the age of 21. No, until the age of 25, until I have my youngest son, because I weighed 98 pounds. I can get away with it. Now, if you are 60 and you can get away with that, by all means, do it and revel and savor that moment when everybody's looking at you, your beautiful legs, you're slim and all of that, and you are, a happy-go-lucky, young lady. By all means, do it. I can no longer get away with that. I cannot. Okay, in my job as a consultant, and the proportions that I have, that will not be all right. All right. So I guess this is the time that I would like you to consider this. Okay, and in our next episode, I will teach you how to go about, okay, how to go about fine tuning your personal manifesto. But please start writing, start thinking, what do I want to be? I know that Miss Malu is going to call us fascinating Renaissance ladies, but how else can how else can I make myself unique, right? So if you find this video helpful and it is something that you would like to go on a journey with me, okay, give it a thumbs up, all right? And then share your comments, your thoughts, your suggestions, how you have been impacted in the comments below. And so, join us in the gang and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will be notified about our coming episodes, whatever updates we have, because you will see me doing this twice a week. We upload twice a week, and I would be very sad if you will miss any of this. So. So long. This is Miss Malu, your life coach, your mentor, your fellow traveler. And then I will see you next time, my fascinating Renaissance ladies. Okay, I'm signing off.
There you go. My full replay of episode 3. When I was looking for a modern term for a flashback, but I couldn't. So, when I viewed episodes 147 and 148, the full replay of episodes 1 and 2, and I told myself, my gosh, we have really gone a long way, isn't it? And this episode 3, closed the loop. And so now we're ready to embark on a new series for year 2026. So don't forget, again, to like and subscribe so that when we begin the series, you know, um, episode 156, I will be with you, and together we will continue to navigate this wonderful life, okay, that we call the autumn of life. Until then, okay, happy holidays, and of course, a prosperous new year to all of you. Okay, goodbye.